Calling all around the world. Mumbo jumbo, stir up the gumbo. Calling all around the world. Get it. Start with a roux, that's me and you. Add the Holy Trinity. That's rhythm, chords, and melody. Come on now, add your spice. Tell your story, very nice. Calling all around the world. Stir that vocal gumbo now. Calling all stir it up, stir it up. Get it. Get it. Woo!
I missed that song.
I forgot that song, and then it it starts and it triggers like a Pavlovian dog response where you're like, oh, wait a minute, did we finish the video? Wait.
I start drooling.
I start drinking though, because it is.
Hi, Belinda. Hi, we have a friend from London.
Oh my gosh, welcome. It's so good to see you.
I've got my G&T here.
I've got not a G and T. I have a G and S, or GPS, which might happen right after I finish the whole thing.
A GPS?
Well, no, just because I'm.
Hi, Cecily. Woo! Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Vegas, representing.
Welcome
Matt.
to Vocal Gumbo Happy Hour.
Yes, we hope you got something nice to drink, perhaps a little crudité. And Janis and Lori and I, Ventura, California, checking in. Hey, Monty. Very excited to just get the Vocal Gumbo back up and running, and thinking about gently getting some creative mojo flowing. How's your mojo flowing these days, Janis?
Oh, it's pretty freely flowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to get back on the road a bit. And I know you've been back with your partners as well.
So good. And it's so good to see so many of our people here chiming in, visiting with us. And just, this was a community that was born out of all of our, our being home in our homes during the pandemic. And it's so great to reconnect with all these faces that are streaming past.
Fantastic. Aya from Tokyo. Yes. And Lester, Merle, and Bonnie. Love you guys. Matt. Fantastic. Getting back to the jingle, that was like the first thing we did. We didn't know what the hell we were doing.
Not at all. I mean, we didn't even have really, well, I didn't, I'll speak for myself. I didn't have my home recording studio set up.
You didn't either.
And I was like, I don't know, let me just see if I know how to push the buttons in GarageBand. And then we started to come up with, okay, we needed a theme song because we were going to do this show, which of course we had no idea how it was even going to work out. And lo and behold, we did a show. We had a little series and had a glorious run of connecting with people from all over the world. And that was, I think, the thing that for me, and I think for you too, it just shored us up, right, to get through it.
It kept me alive. Absolutely. Talk about juices flowing. I mean, it was my lifeline really during the lockdown and then the subsequent months when nobody knew what was going on. But I'm thinking about the jingle where we were playing kitchen implements because we didn't know what else to do. Well, it was kind of a perfect instrumentation for the show Vocal Gumbo in a way.
Absolutely. And I think also one of the things that really came to mind in that time was like using what you have, right? Like we're all home. So pick up the pots and pans, pick up a noisemaker, and using whatever is in our midst to make art. And also then you and I just connecting and collaborating, sending things back and forth to one another. That was the other thing we realized, that like you and I were like these ravenous collaborating maniacs.
Hi, Sue George.
Oh,
why don't we get our first guest on? Because people don't even know the magnificence of the person that is going to come into our happy hour from the road.
Yeah, and how cool, because we're still kind of doing the same damn thing we were doing before, which is like just plucking people in where they are in the moment and having them join us. And so yes, we want to invite a woman that actually feels like she was our first. Every time we would go, okay, we're starting Vocal Mania, which was a live show in downtown New York City, and we were like, who are we going to call, who's going to be our first guest? Catherine Russell. Okay, now we're going to do a live show in your living room. Who are we going to call first? Catherine Russell. So Catherine Russell, I guess it's no big surprise that
My loves, how are you?
Oh, darling, where are you, first of all?
We are actually not that far away. I'm in Saratoga Springs.
Oh,
So
great.
we're doing the Performing Arts Center here tonight, and I'm on the Steely Dan Summer 2022 tour, which was originally 2020 tour.
Yeah.
You know?
Everybody's making stuff up now,
Yeah.
making up the gigs they lost.
Yeah. So
And
we're
how
on
much-
a long. Yeah.
How much fun is it for you to be back with your singing buddies, who, again, like, we're all sort of returning to some of our home, our home bases. And Latanya and Carolyn, Latanya Hall and Carolyn Leonard, they're some of your homegirls that you have traveled the world with. And what does that feel like to right away be like, boy, it's probably like it, no time has even passed. You guys opened your mouths and you went, oh.
We think as one, So when we make sound together, we're always thinking about breathing together and crescendoing together and coming off the note together. So it's one mind,
I wanted to ask you, are those backgrounds written, or do you cop them off the record, or do you just
no charts.
No charts. Okay.
No charts. We just get them. We get them off the record, and then he's singing with us. So sometimes it'll be 4 parts, but we just learn. Oop, we just that me. Okay, learned them all. Okay, learned them all really over many years, because now we've been doing this for a long time. So we've kind of pared down some of them depending on if there are multiple parts. You get the essential 3 parts and work on that. And then we work on phrasing. We make sure that we're making the vowel sounds the same way, all that type of thing.
People don't think about that.
Yeah. And the unisons have to be right also. So the unisons have to be one fat note.
both of you, ladies, do you find that unisons are harder to sing than harmony?
Absolutely. Totally.
Yeah.
Me too. But they're so thrilling, when you do sort of like come from, like, when you're coming from different parts and then you zero in and you land on this unison. Isn't that kind of like this little endorphin that just goes poof? It's just like,
yes, that is there it is. And then you can kind of sail together, like sailing down not like a paved road, just driving down.
River. It's the unison river.
So.
And how long is this tour? Because I mean, Steely Dan in and of itself is like, come on, that too is like sort of a body of work that so many, I'm sure, of all of the people that are chiming in here right now are hardcore Steely Dan fans. I mean, go ahead and shout out how many of you guys are like crazy town Steely Dan fans. And and so to actually be in that kind of church, right, of music and that body of work, I mean, that's got to be like so thrilling and satisfying.
It's you can always get deeper into it too. So it's never something that you go, oh yeah, I got this, yeah, okay, I don't have to think about that. You always have to think about the approach. So because this is like for me, one of the highest levels of a backup parts woven into the music that as you can get. So it's we're equal to everything.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's really the bridge also of like, you're vocalists, but you're really instrumentalists too. And so
Instrumentalist.
and that's the stuff, that's the geeky, nerdy music stuff that, like, again, as an audience member, you're not really supposed to have to take in all that. You're just supposed to, like, enjoy the music.
Enjoy
But
it.
I mean, that's all the thought that's going into what you guys are doing, is like, which, the chores that you're managing. And
Okay. Favorite background vocals of all time? You gotta shake it, baby. You gotta shake it,
Yep.
baby. You gotta shake it.
So that's in the set list. So we do that every show. Pretty much every show.
You
Yeah.
got to. You have to.
Yeah. 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 So, and that's something else too. Like that's you gotta you can't mess that up.
No, you
There's
No,
no
because-
room for that.
and that's unison too,
That's
right?
unison.
Yeah.
You can't mess it up. So
no,
it's
because
every
everybody
night.
knows how that goes. Everybody in the whole room, like,
Right.
is waiting for it. So if there's a
Right.
little hiccup, people are like, "What?
People like,
What's
oh,
happening?"
yeah. So every night I'm like, okay, count this, concentrate, So
Yeah.
so it's good,
Yeah.
We're gonna play the collaboration we did with you right after this.
Excellent.
And the story is just so fantastic.
I can't believe what you all do with all of the tunes. I mean, every Vocal Mania program is amazing. Everyone has been just joy from beginning to end. And what you two put into arranging around these tunes is just fantastic, phenomenal. I love it. It's
Thank you
fantastic.
so much. That means a lot.
Especially coming from you, and you have, then you're on the road with Steely, and you're kind of concentrating on that right now, which, what a great thing to sort of, in a way, get to go from, where we were, and sort of and now you're sort of on the road. You can concentrate on just working, but then you've got other gigs in the fall, and but it's kind of, are you sort of, in a way, sort of pacing yourself into getting back into that road mentality? And I mean, what's that been like to sort of pack your suitcase again? Because I always end up either forgetting my toothbrush, forgetting my pantyhose, forgetting, my under eye concealer, which is like, I can't even leave home without that. So what's that like?
Well, I used to pack without a packing list, and then I realized my chops are down, man, with that.
Chops are down. Chops are
Yeah.
down.
I had to write everything down. I said, well, just write it down. Don't be ashamed of that.
No.
Everything, you're just getting back into it. So I wrote everything down. Just make sure my suitcase is not over like 45 pounds.
Right.
Because I have to have everything. I believe in having what I need, when I leave home, because I don't want to
Yes.
have to look for it out here. So now I'm back into the swing, but getting used to the road again is a joy for me. I love it. I love it out here. I mean, look at where I am. I'm like, this is a room. This is just a room with just full of road cases and
A huge piano.
gear. Yeah, and just gear, for, I guess, the symphony orchestras and all the other kinds of music, that, everything else that plays here. So I look around here and I think, wow, there's like all this stuff back here, like there's like a box with helmets, just there's
What
like,
is that for? The Star Wars sequence?
We don't know.
We don't know. So it's like,
But they're ready. They're going to be
ready.
ready for what that.
Yeah, so it's just rooms and rooms of just road worn, road cases and dollies.
I
You
know.
think, how much gear did these dollies carry on? But that's just me,
Yeah.
I like to walk around these places and
I
Yeah,
know.
it's
think
great.
about all of that.
Especially if there's costumes.
Costume rooms. I love
Costume
that. So we played, played a couple of theaters where there's a show coming in or something like that. And you go into the wardrobe room and there are all these costumes. Maybe there are masks,
Yes, wigs.
Yeah, like wigs. Yeah, all that stuff, so, which is exciting because then that means people are performing. They're and audiences, I find, are so excited now too. They're just so
Yes, they're so
appreciative,
grateful.
grateful.
Yeah.
and they're partying and dancing and smiling at you, and so it's really,
So where are you off to
really.
next? Where can people see you next that have missed the Steely Dan tour?
Well, we are out for almost 2 more months, so
Wow.
we're
Great.
on the like we're in the Northeast right now, and then we take a little break. We've been out west. We started out west and went down south, and then went to the Southwest, Phoenix, and everything, all through Texas, and then so then we're in the north now. We did Cincinnati. We were just in the Midwest. Now we're in the Northeast, so we'll do Jones Beach. Um, we'll
How about New York
do
City?
pardon.
New York City?
Yeah, well, not in the city this time,
Okay.
unfortunately. But we do Jones Beach, and then we do the in Homedale, New Jersey. I forget what the name of that place
Homedale.
is,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah,
It's some corporate name now.
you're right.
It used to
And
be, yeah.
it used to be, yeah, Giant Stadium or whatever it
Okay.
was, but now it's. And then we take like a week break in July, around July 4th. Then we're like in Florida, so we do like the Southeast,
Yeah.
and then we come back up, and weave our way back north,
Well, I recommend everybody look on the schedule and go get a fix of some Steely and know that, I mean, that band is so groovy
The
and
band is tight, man. Everybody sounds amazing. So,
right.
Well,
Everybody's
who's on the road? Who's in the band with you?
well, Keith Carlock on drums, Freddie Washington on bass, John Harrington,
I
and
love
Adam
John.
Rogers on guitars.
Oh, so
So
great.
Adam Rogers is our
Woo!
new addition, and he's
Yeah,
fabulous.
he's great.
And Jim Beard on keyboards, amazing. And then, of course, the girls, Latanya Hall, Carolyn Lenhart, myself. The horns are Jim Pugh on trombone,
Yeah.
Michael Lenhart on
Yep.
trumpet,
Michael, of course, right.
Walt Weisskopf on saxophone, and Roger Rosenberg on baritone sax. So that's the band. So this band has been together for many years now. So
And it's about the hang too, right? Everybody hangs
it,
well. Everybody plays
everybody
nice in the hang garden.
everybody in the hang garden, any flower can hang with any other flower.
That's pretty cool because
Yeah. So
usually the different sections hang with their people, their
right.
tribe.
And so in this case, any combination, that's the uniqueness. Any combination of people can hang together
That's
and
beautiful.
seamlessly. Yeah, it's real nice. So there's no exclusion,
Yep.
this or that, or
Yep.
it's
Music
beautiful.
is
It really
love.
is.
Music is love. And so you've
It really
got
is.
coming up in the fall, you're out with John Pizzarelli for a couple of hits with that's super fun.
Yeah.
And
So John and I have been doing this Billy and Blue Eyes show. So it's Frank Sinatra and Billie Holiday tunes. Then we do some duets. So we've been doing this for maybe 5 or 6 years now.
that's
And then
so fun.
yeah, and then we're doing a Nat King Cole and the Great Ladies as well, because he just did a Nat King Cole album like maybe last year, that was
Yeah.
released last year. So we have that, and now we're thinking about the next theme, that we're going to do. So working with John is unbelievable. I love him. So
I know.
that's been really great.
We put the Steely Dan website in the chat, so anyone who wants to check your schedule can do
Yeah.
that.
Or just go to Catherine Russell. I'm sure your dates are probably up there too, coming up, or have you?
My own dates are on my website, but not the
Yes.
Steely Dan dates. So
Okay, right. Yep.
because people started asking me, well, aren't you working? What happened? I said, yeah, I am, but
Go over here.
yeah, go look over here.
Go over here. This is I know that's manage. That's a big house to manage. Well, we are so grateful. And when we did this song with you, maybe you want to tell us a little bit about like what made you decide to, when we did this collaboration, we said, well, Kat, what can we do together with you? And we were all, yeah.
Well, when I was thinking of a tune, usually I wanted something positive, because especially at that point we
Yeah.
needed
We
uplift.
just needed it.
And I've always liked this song, Wrap Your Troubles in Dreams. I've always liked it. I remember it from when I was a kid, when I was listening to it on Make Believe Ballroom. But the thing was, I had never heard the version that that you, Janice, had referred me to for this. So I was doing it quick, when the cloudy and gray, I'm doing it like this. And then we ended up you slowing that down. I said, oh, so that was just a big, that was a great revelation for me. I loved it.
Yeah, but I love the fact that you just put up an iPhone and did the whole freaking thing. Like,
Man, I
it
was,
was
I was
so
like,
great.
I said, no, Lauren, I have no gear. I'm sorry.
No, and I mean, that's the beauty of it. Like I actually, that's one of the reasons why I love the honesty and everything about it. Cause first of all, you were totally game. You're like, listen, I don't really know. I'm just gonna put this up. I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna push record, and I'm gonna go. And I think we were just all trying to embrace where we were and what we had and what we knew how to do. And we were also still fairly young in our process too. So we were like, I think we're going to make that work. And so though all those experiences, they were just like so life affirming because we collaborated with you, we made some music, we landed the plane, and we got this beautiful treasure out of it. So,
John G. Martino's on piano.
Yes. And John, who just knows every song ever written. So every American songbook song and everything else. So he's just great.
So I know we need to let you go so you can go get ready for your show. And so certainly hang out if you want to after the fact, but we also want to not keep you from the job that you were actually you're actually going to go to work right now.
Well, part of that is girling up, which takes me a little time. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
So I did everything. I laid out my clothes. I did everything before coming to meet you. And I said, okay, now,
what a professional.
Well, we love this song. It's called, Wrap Your Troubles in Dreams. But Janice and I and Lori Green, our beautiful partner that's not in this visual right now.
Thank you, Lori.
We were like, the subtitle of this song is just Wrap the Cat, because I just feel like all we did was just wrap our arms around you because we adore you so much in every way, musically, spiritually. I mean, all of it. It's just, so we subtitled Wrap the Cat.
I love y'all so much. And I thank you for putting this program out into the world because we really needed it. And so thank you for all the work that you do and did. And I loved all of the segments of the both of you singing your songs too. Like, really, especially during your programs. I like when you're featured as well. That's a great thing.
Thank you so much for that support from you. Thank you.
Well, send our love to all of your colleagues, especially to Latanya and Carolyn.
The ladies send their love.
Beautiful, beautiful show tonight. May the spirit of Vocal Gumbo Happy Hour carry you off into your evening. I'm sure everybody give a shout out to Kat. Everybody have a great show, Kat.
You gotta take it.
I love you so much.
We love you too. Travel safe, stay healthy, and
you too.
And here comes Wrap Your Troubles in Dreams, girl.
You can easily learn his melody. What a wonderful song. It will cheer you when the day is long. When skies are cloudy and gray, they're only gray for a day. So wrap your troubles in dreams and dream your troubles away. You got to dream it away till that sunshine peeps through. There's only one thing you away. Your castles may tumble, that's fate after all. Life is funny that way. No use to grumble, smile as they fall. Weren't you queen for a day?
Did you hear me knocking?
Just remember that
On the
sunshine
side of the street,
always follows the rain. So wrap your troubles and
till you get to happy.
and dream your troubles away.
So much for trouble.
When clouds turn to rain,
All day long,
only gray for a day.
it's
So
just one long day.
wrap the troubles in dreams.
Wrap 'em up, baby.
Dream those troubles away.
Dream those troubles away.
When that sunshine
Peeking
beats
through the
through,
window
there's
pane.
only one thing you can do. Just wrap your troubles up, wrap 'em in dreams. Dream your troubles away. Your castles may tumble, that's fate after all. Life is funny that way.
You know it's funny that
No use to grumble, smile as they fall. You king for a day. Just remember that sunshine follows the rain. Wrap your troubles, wrap 'em in dreams. Dream your troubles away. Yeah.
Silly little gray cloud bringing down all the sun's revolutions on those weary shoulders of mine. So wrapped up in those troubles of long forgotten loves and long forgotten dreams. Oh yes. So here comes the sun, look at what's become. Castles in the sand, castles high in the sky. That's right, that's fate. So wrap your troubles in a dream today. Please wrap me in a blanket of blue, my love, and we will play among the stars and have a little ball. Have a little pretty little ball. You help me to remember the gray skies in November will always change to sunny scenery in May. Just remember the sunshine. It always follows the rain. So wrap your troubles and dream, 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 dream.
Wrap your troubles in dreams and dream your troubles away.
Wrap that cat in a big red bow, 'cause we love our girls so.
Kat, that was so much fun. You're still here. Oh my God.
Now I really have to go. I really, I'm over here just.
I know, swinging, so
Oh
swinging.
man.
We got to transcribe the chart and we got to do it sometime, girl.
You know what? You took that thought right out of my head. I said that we got to do that. It's got to be done. Excellent.
We love you.
Like
Love you.
mine.
Have a great show.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
All right.
I love you.
Wrap it up, girl. Mwah.
Holy,
know
holy
what's-
moly.
You know what's crazy about that? Because I mean, some of what we did is a complete and total blur for me because we were like, I mean, people don't know. I mean, we were crazy because we were producing a show a month and we were getting songs from some people. We were producing charts. We were doing our own things. We were making videos. I believe Lori Green edited that video there.
She did. She
You know,
did.
so
Yeah.
we were learning skills as we were going, and we were literally like, I just remember, you know, doing some of these productions. But it's so fun now to have hindsight, and like what's really fun for people to know about that chart is we were when Kat sent us her version, we actually thought that she was going to sing a little bit more in the back end of the song,
That's
but she
right.
didn't. And so Janis and I were like, okay, we're not going to ask her to do anything else again because it's what she's done is beautiful. We're going to make it work. So we wrote these vocalises, right? So I did
Yes.
one and then you did one. And so I think what's interesting for people to know is how we were just also responding in the moment all the time.
That's absolutely
And
right. Yeah, I forgot about that. That incredible vocalese section that wasn't supposed to happen.
I was just like, okay, I'll do this one. You do that one. Write a vocalise, write new lyrics, write a solo. And it was just, they were such inspired moments of like, no, just get it done. And I would throw her mine, and then Janis would throw hers back, and we'd go, okay, you know, and mix it all together and go, okay, let's now send it to the engineer to have them make some sense of all of what's here. Right. There was a lot going on, but I don't know. It was really interesting to have hindsight in listening to that.
It really was. And you know, if we do it live, if we do transcribe it, it's more than 3 parts.
We're going to need a few more singers.
We are.
Yeah. Don't get us started, because the next thing you know, we're going to need, you know, we're going to need a tour. But that was really fun. And don't you guys all feel like when you hear Kat, she has so many, so she's had such a long and colorful and varietal career, but she's just mostly the consummate musician and just the sweetest, kindest soul on the planet. And boy, when two things like that align together, that's
Yeah.
pretty
To
amazing.
answer Cecily's question, we wrote the vocalese. We didn't sort of write lyrics to someone's solo. We made up the melodies too.
Yeah.
Because we were expecting her to sing that chorus.
Right. And we were thinking, well, we didn't really want to sing the head again. We wanted to actually keep venturing down the lane of like the tradition of jazz, which is, you know, here's some improvisation, but then still we were honoring all this vocal, you know.
Also,
ideas.
the whole subject of the song lyrically was really good raw material to write. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't like we had to really dig to find some metaphor and some poetry in that.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So that was great.
Well, we sure learned a lot from, again, from people like Kat and most of the people that we reached out to, Janis. Remember how we'd go, okay, well, who else should we listen to? And sometimes we were like, well, I don't, maybe they wouldn't want to do it, or maybe, you know, but we would just sort of throw the line out. And I think that was what was really fun about, you know, getting ideas started. And then once we got someone maybe who wanted to be involved, it was fun figuring out either what song do you want to do? What's in your heart right now? Cause I think the other thing that was really beautiful is like, we were dealing with so many heavy things from like, you know, the pandemic to getting boosters to Black Lives Matters to wearing a mask to the elections to
our work being completely eliminated.
Eviscerated, right. So I mean, it was just, we wanted the platform to be something that also served other people other than us. Express something, lean into whatever subject matter you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it was just great to see that again. But wait, there is more. Because and just to say this to everybody out there, there's going to be a couple, at least 2 more full retrospective shows, maybe later in the summer, and then continuing, where we're going to explore some of these videos and maybe present you with one or 2 new things as well. So
Yeah, because I mean, one of the things that Janice and I found as we were starting to kind of venture back out into the working world, um, is it honestly, Vocal Gumbo, for those certainly that concentrated year and a half to almost 2 years, it was, I will say for myself, it was a full-time job.
oh yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
we were at it. My husband and daughter, they were like, we never, you kind of made a few dinners for us, but we were like, I don't know, is she coming out of that room?
Yeah, you were locked in your room, as was I, but I didn't have a husband and a daughter to
Yeah,
take care of. But
yeah.
my son was here for some of it. Yeah.
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 But one of the things is when we reached out to another really great friend of ours, Ann Hampton Calloway, she is one of those artists out there that is constantly, if you think of someone she's always writing, she gets up and writes every day a poem of some kind. And oftentimes of course, what happens with that is it drives you to like set some music to it. She has many different shows that she's produced over the years and is in constant search of like new points of inspiration as to how to use her voice and her passion for both singers and the song and the American songbook. And I don't know anybody that is that sort of productive and inspired than Ann Hampton Calloway, and how wonderful, beautiful work she does out there.
Well, we adore her. We really adore her. So of course we reached out to her, and she suggested this next song, which is so timely, and a question I think that we all grapple with, like, who taught you to hate? Who taught you this? Who taught you to hate a color of a skin, to hate a sexual orientation? Who taught you that? So
Yeah.
this song is from the musical theater. It's not a new song either.
Right. And I think, as she said, we were trying to see if we could get Anne to pop in, but she was actually in the middle of a photo shoot for the project that she's preparing. And again, she's just working really hard, and she spent all of her energy pills for the day. All of her energy that she had for the day, she gave it to her photo shoot, and we're so excited for the next project, and I'm sure we'll have her on to talk about it.
We
But
will.
she did say in a note, she did affirm exactly what you said, Janice, which is like, it's painful how a song like this could still feel like it's so utterly and completely relevant, and that there's still so many lessons to be learned on this planet. But maybe in the midst of all of the things we're navigating these days, with going back into the world and navigating the challenges, that we can just visit this song, this beautiful piece. You've got to be carefully taught, with Ann Hampton Calloway as the central figure of inspiration on this.
Yeah, and this video is also by Laurie Green, our third partner in Vocal Gumbo.
You've got to be taught to hate and fear. You've got to be taught from year to year. It's got to be drowned in your dear little ear. You've got to be carefully You've got to be taught to be afraid. Don't be afraid of people whose eyes are oddly made.
or you're 6 or 7, oh, to hate all the people your relatives hate. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be carefully
Yikes.
Well, on the heels of Juneteenth, it certainly feels like that song is relevant and
painful. It's painful to me after what's going down today.
No, today was a tough day in the January 6th, hearings, and especially our election officials. And I mean, don't get me started, but I do feel that we are still at a place where we're crashing into so many painful old stories and old ideas that they just have to be vanquished. And ceremoniously defied by the good people. And we just have to win. We have to win this round. We have to win this round. To win this round. But we are so grateful to get to lean into compositions like this. And Anne really wanted the video to not be about us, and to be about the imagery, and to be about let the imagery tell the story. And I thought Lori really did a great job.
Lori did a great job. And how about Noriko Ueda on bass?
Yeah,
that was beautiful as well.
Yeah. And your good friend Dave Darlington doing the mix and sorting out, a cacophony of ideas. Joy writes, I remember this musical collaboration. You've got to be carefully taught, because it was part of my high school musical heritage, and you made it come alive anew. Also, I've been able to see Anne Hampton Callaway in Las Vegas live because of how she touched me.
She's incredible. Anne is just an amazing musician.
And a
Yeah.
really extraordinary instrument. Again,
Yeah.
she can sing so many different styles and with such authenticity. And then, of course, to just watch her just, compose on the fly, which is one of her signature skills, as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just say it. She's a badass. But, the other thing that's fun is, like, I remember being on the jazz cruise, and like she was one night I was just like, was late, and I was just sort of cruising the halls going, okay, well, who's playing, out, and let me fall into one of these rooms here and see who's playing. And before I even walked into the room, it was just like this really huge, like, blues singer, blues sound. And it was just like, incredible. And I was like, who the heck is that? And then I walk in and it's flipping, Anne Henley Calloway.
I'll tell you the first time I heard Anne, which was on one of Fred Hirsch's projects for Broadway Cares, Classical Action. It was sort of a benefit record, and he had asked some female singers to, and I heard Anne sing "Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow." This was a long time ago,
Yeah.
and it was just absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I'm a fan.
I'm a fan too.
How's that gin, Lauren? How's that gin?
It's going down smooth. Well, what's fun though, segueing into, what you and I are up to a little bit. I mean, tomorrow morning I get to drive 7 hours
Wow.
up to Maine, because the New York Voices were playing on this remote island, Chebeague Island. And tomorrow is just a travel day, and we're arriving, and they've got, we're having a lobster feast.
You better have a lobster feast.
But I told them, I said, listen, I'm so excited, but I'm like, is there anything I can bring from Long Island? Because our Long Island corn and beefsteak tomatoes are pretty slamming.
And some of your wine is pretty great too.
Yeah,
actually.
So I've got a bushel of corn to bring up tomorrow. But we're going from, this is funny. We're going to Chebeague Island to do a lovely, very intimate performance for a beautiful community up there, and a good friend of ours, Adele Gordy, and she has a wonderful music program that she does up there. And then we're driving to Boston, and we're flying to Sicily to play with the jazz orchestra Siciliana. So that doesn't suck.
Be careful of that, because those players like to drink in the afternoon. We had some symphony gig in Sicily, and the whole string section was drinking all during sound check and rehearsal. And oh my God, it was bad. And it was a garbage strike as well.
Oh dear. In the middle of summer, that's never good. Well, I'm so excited. So I'm going to be hanging out with my New York Voice buddies, and we are also in the midst of rehearsing a show of all Brazilian music that we're doing in LA at the Irvine Barclay Theater on July 9th. And so I literally had a coaching with like Mausha Adnet today about, the lyrics on Corcovado, and then we're doing some Toninho Horta. And
what's that solo song you're doing?
Toninho Horta's Aqui O, and then we're doing Sonho Meu.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
My Maria Batania and Gal Costa have this charming little folk song that we're doing, and we've got a bunch of other things we're putting up. But so if you're interested in that that show, we're very excited about that in July. So I've got a couple of little things that are asking me to go back to being a student, right, and being a
great,
working different muscles and thinking again about, just working. And it's just, it's such a great thing to be back at work. And what about you? You're off to Colorado?
I'm off to do a solo gig at the, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, Niwot, Niwot Jazz Festival, which is right outside of Boulder, Colorado. So I'm really excited, because they're going to have Chuck Red from DC there, who's a vibes player, I believe, and the trumpet. They're going to have trumpet and a trio. So with Keith Waters. So I'm excited to. I'm actually going to do some stuff from Sketches of Broadway, which has vibes sort of orchestrated by Gil Goldstein in there. So I'm
Hey,
excited about that. And then the transfer is going to Hawaii because we're making up our gig at the Honolulu Blue Note. Yay!
yay.
Finally, this is like the third try, but
Ah,
I think we're going to make it this time. I'm excited to see those palm trees.
yes.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a release date for this 50th anniversary record? What?
Yeah, it's going to be released digitally in August, the whole thing, and then there's going to be a couple of cuts released sort of in a timely way, like one at a time first. And I think the hard copy CD comes out in October, but it's done. It's called 50, and some incredible orchestrations by Vince Mendoza,
Woo!
Jorge Calandrelli,
Woo!
and Rob Mounsey, who
Couldn't you find anybody good?
No, we had to go for the the low level
Yeah, yeah.
arrangers.
Now,
Um,
would we ever be able to hear a teaser of that, perhaps at
ah,
a future Vocal Gumbo happy
absolutely,
hour, perhaps? A
absolutely.
little,
A
that would be fun.
teaser for
Just
our people, absolutely.
oh my God, this is very exciting. And I mean, can everybody sort of out there right now just wrap their heads around the fact that like these are 50 years being celebrated by this extraordinary ensemble, this ensemble that really again created a new the thought of like quartet singing and the way in which we can play with our voices, and you had this storied career, and how wonderful that you're putting a bow on 50 years.
We are putting a bow on it and putting scotch tape and ribbons and firecrackers on it. And yeah, and that's going to be out. And then a 5 CD box set is coming out as well from Concord Craft with some things from the vaults. Ooh, and some
Yes.
collaborations that people may have not heard. So that'll be cool. And there's going to be a lot of shows coming up starting October with Diva Orchestra. That's fronted by the wonderful drummer Sherry Miracle, and on the West Coast, the Clayton Hamilton Big Band.
I love it.
So that'll be great.
It's so exciting. And I'm seeing the feed here of everybody's still catching up with each other going, wait a minute, she's got the show in Las Vegas. Come to Myron's Cabaret Jazz Room in the Smith. That's a beautiful room at the Smith
That is
Center.
Smith Center's awesome. Yeah.
And Myron, you know what? I will tell you something. It's so fun. I know Myron from like the early 90s.
Who's
And that was
Myron?
when Myron
Cohn?
no, Myron Martin, and
You're
he
too
used to
young
be
to
he
even
used
know
to
what
be
that means.
no, I don't know. You bounced right over my head. But Myron used to be the artist relations for, I believe, Baldwin Piano.
Ah,
And so
oh,
anyway, I remember him
I have a
and meeting
Baldwin.
him. You have a Baldwin, and he's just been one of those people that also talk about realizing a dream. I remember when he moved to Las Vegas and I was like, you're going there? Like you're leaving New York City? You're going? And look at him now. He's got this crazy Smith Center, this jazz room. I think it's called Myron's. And he's bringing in everything from,
That's
the,
fantastic.
the American Songbook, the musical theater book, and everything in between. And he is a lover of the arts, and I think actually there might be maybe New York Voices is going to be the next year.
That
So
sounds great. Yeah.
but
I
he
mean,
does a lot of
yeah,
really great things.
Vegas used to be a big jazz town because the lounges had incredible artists, and then there were after hours clubs too. So you're
Of
too young to remember this, but
I might be, but I know how to stumble into an after-hour club, nevertheless. So don't even start with me. But we're, again, thank you again to Ann Hampton Calloway for inspiring that piece and giving us something to think about tonight. And and as we're sort of turning the corner of like our first Vocal Gumbo happy hour in a long time, we want to tell you that we are going to do another one on July 19th. And
yes.
so if you're not signed up for our email list, you can go to vocalgumbo.virtual. Is it virtual Vocal Gumbo? No, it's vocalgumbo.com or virtual vocal gumbo. I think it's vocalgumbo.com.
Yeah, I think it's in
And
the chat actually. The
yeah, so
the
sign up for our email
URL.
address, and we might even ask you for because our patrons,
There it
our
is.
Patreon people picked these couple of songs that they wanted to hear. And if you'd like to be part of July 19th's couple of like little cherry picking of some of the things that you might have remembered that we did, even if you can't remember the song, maybe say what was the time that you worked with, Kenny Washington,
Yes, or Raul Madan,
or Roberta Gambarini, whatever,
or Diane Reeves.
Oh, Diane Reeves. Oh, right. I mean, if you remember, you can poke us, and this will sort of get our appetite, moving forward and thinking about our big retrospectives that we want to be doing in the
Absolutely.
fall, which is going to just celebrate all the things that we did and probably a few things that Janis and I will do again.
And right now, there's one more video in this trifecta of incredible female artists.
Yes, this young artist, I knew her back when she was at Manhattan School of Music and studying with my good friend and colleague Peter Eldridge, and I remember going and hearing her senior recital.
Jesus.
I mean,
What was that like?
I'm old. Yeah, I remember hearing her and going, well, all right, like that's a voice. That's a buttery, gorgeous voice, and a beautiful person inside and out.
Yeah, but what I love about this next piece is she was game for anything.
She was.
Again, she was game for this.
And what's the nice little connection here is of whom we speak is Jane Monheit, by the way. But Peter Eldridge gave me this song, Fun Life, years and years ago. He's like, Kinhan, you got to do this song. It's such a good song. It's just cheeky and campy, and it's right up your alley. And I'm like, okay, and then so when we were throwing around tunes to possibly do with Jane, and I said, well, what do you think about this tune? And she's like, yeah, let's do it. So
yeah, and she like went for all the crazy like script we were going for, and it's fantastic.
She was fully game, and of course she swings and sings her face off. So we'd like to kind of close out with a tune entitled Fun Life with our really dear friend Jane Monheit. So let's check it out. Let's have some fun.
Let's just have fun, let's not be serious. Play it for laughs, let's just be curious. Everybody knows the human race has lost its reason. Let's just talk of food and what we're gonna drink this season. Let's take the scene and have our fling with it. As long as we're young, let's ding-a-ling with it. Ding-a-ling-a-ring-a-ling with it. Let's not fret or fuss, 'cause all we've got is us, baby. Let's just have fun. Let's just have fun. Let's just be serious. Play for laughs. Let's just be curious. We don't give a damn for pundits who are sage and solemn. We'll tick-tock the time. We're just watching dancing llamas. Let's just have fun. Let's find our happy place. The world is weird and full of crazy gays. Shakespeare was a hack, so we read Kerouac. Baby, let's just have fun. let's just have fun. Let's just have fun. Let's play it all for kicks. Let's get crazy.
Let's not be squares. Let's preach the politics.
I'd be happy as a cherry stone with you beside me. And with a little jazz and Maya Angelou to guide me.
Let's just stay calm. That's something we can do.
That's something we can do. Forget that mob. Let's just be me and you.
And you.
And no more barricades
Or Mayday River Raids. Maybe we only have one life. Baby, let's just have fun.
I'm going to sing it from the treetops. Let's just make it a mighty fine, fabulous life.
Don't think twice.
Oh,
Addison.
Addison, killing.
Killing it.
And again, what's interesting is like I think both Catherine's and Jane's, those were, I think, live audio and video. I can't remember if that's Jane singing live as well. Anyway, she's killing either way. It's just
Maybe it might be her singing live. Yeah.
so
That's right.
so good. But it's just fun because again, like I wasn't always in a real big hurry to like make videos of my face and go, okay, let me shoot another video of me lip,
Well,
doing
during
this.
the pandemic, it was
But-
like, oh my God, makeup. It was the only time I ever put makeup on or looked through my closet for something to wear other than yoga clothes. So
Totally. Yes. But just, I think we just got to the point where we got more and more comfortable with like, well, we knew we could do these editing things. That again was a video edited by Lori
yeah.
Green. And, we just kept trying things because we were like, well, we didn't want to just look at like 4 little boxes. And so we had fun continuing to grow and learn new skills. But mostly it was just so fun to sing with Jane. She's so good.
She's so great. I think my inspiration for this video idea was a pillow talk or something. You had
Totally.
Brock Hudson and Doris Day on the phone, in split screen. So
Yeah. And I think we took liberties with updating the lyrics a little bit. Just having fun with that.
Yeah.
And it was just, again, a really great excuse to reach out and work with people that we love and admire. And also, I mean, it's fun for us to work with the people that we've known that are younger than us and that are having full-fledged careers. But like, when are we ever going to sing with them? But in moments like this, we're like, I don't know.
That's right. Well, that
whether
was a silver lining of the pandemic. By the way, your sister wants to know, says we are not supposed to wear yoga clothes.
Well, you're a yoga teacher, so if you're not wearing yoga clothes, you're not wearing the uniform. But it's true. I think we were all pretty much in yoga
But I was
pants.
living in the yoga clothes because I was doing yoga like 5 days a week, 6 days a week during the pandemic.
Totally. Hello, my darling Kristen and mom and family that might be out there. I think my daughter Ella's on the jitney going back to the city. Oh, look, Jim Caruso's here.
Jim
Jim.
Caruso!
Oh my God, we did something with Jim
We did do something with Jim and Billy
and
Stritch.
Billy Stritch.
And Jim, I'm going to be at Birdland tomorrow night, so
Oh.
I want to see you, baby. With
Oh,
Frank and Yola.
I want to make a date too. Then okay, well then Jim, I'm going to be at Bloomingdale's up on the 7th floor having tea. Meet me there. We'll try on outfits. I don't know what's happening.
That
but
sounds good.
Well, we're also grateful that you guys are all here. And he says, I know. He knows already, Janice. He knows everything.
He knows all, he sees all. It's true. He does. And I hope he will be dressed to the nines.
He
as
always is.
Yeah,
And
he's
impeccable.
bandboxed. He's
I know.
bandboxed. Should we bring our third partner on just for a second?
I
If
think
she's
we
not
should.
to.
If she wants to join,
If she
here
wants,
she
hi,
comes.
Lori
There she
Green.
Hi.
is. Lori, how nice is it for you to be thinking about doing these things with Janice and I again? You must be so excited. Tell us all about it.
It's been a nice trip down memory lane, actually, busting out the videos again. So, and I have a beautiful brand new computer that is actually working.
Great. Have you found Brian's whiskey yet?
No, Farina, I'm going to find your whiskey here pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't have done it without you, Lori. And and we know that we all burn the candle on every side possible, making the show. And I think we all took a nice long break from it to just try and figure out, how to, first of all, how to go back to work, which we were all like trying to, again, figure out how to pack our suitcases, how to
talk to people, how to talk to actual human beings.
Yeah. And you're out with the Manhattan transfers, but you're also, what's nice about where you are is like you've also been cultivating new skills and new things for yourself too.
And you're working with Kurt Elling as well.
So yep, I'm heading up to Calgary with him tomorrow. He's been out with Super Blue, so I'm going to go do that, and then
that's super fun.
Hopefully Hawaii.
What?
Yeah, well,
hopefully
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's gonna happen. So how does it feel for you to be back and out in the frying pan, so to speak?
It's great. I kind of had to have a full-on walk away and just take like 2 months and not do anything and like figure out who I am in the world again and how to communicate well with people, because seriously, we would be like, I would talk to you guys, but like it would be sitting in front of a screen, like figuring things out in silence for 8 hours a day. And that's just not who I am. And so it was a major shift.
That's a recipe for madness.
It really was. I mean, I was walking around sometimes and looking and seeing, beautiful scenes from nature. And I'd be like, no, I want to move that here. And I want to move. And I'm like, I can't do that. That's not an option.
Oh my God.
So,
yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot to go back to this world. And I hope all of you out there are finding your way back. I always felt like reentry was going to be really startling to our systems. And I hope all of you are sort of navigating, getting back out there gently and kindly to yourself and kindly to others. And we try and figure out how to find our way back to a world that will never be the same, right, from what we remember. But hopefully, it's a place that we can still really grow and thrive and work and do all those things that we really miss doing. So we hope you're all well out there.
Yes, stay well, travel safely if you're traveling. And don't forget, July 19th, we'll have another one of these get-togethers, and we can definitely play the Jim and Billy video if you like.
Can we do the happy hour from Lauren's house? Can we just go out to Long Island?
Yes, of course.
Anytime, just get out here, and we will sit and try and be, well, then we'll have to really try and be sober for everybody, but we will do our darndest.
That's not going to happen.
No, it is going to happen. But the thing is, I would love it, and I think those are some of the gifts that we can all be together now, and we're just trying to reawaken our own juices to get back on our bicycles, so to speak, both collectively as Vocal Gumbo and also get out there working as well. So we're loving it. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you to our patrons for hanging with us in spite of the fact that we barely produced anything for so long, but it has been necessary to reboot and reassess. And I hope this gets us all excited about what's to come in the future. So July 19, put it in your calendar.
Yep.
And Lori's going to give us the green light on when we're going to start that first retrospective. And it's going to be a doozy. I mean, if you thought tonight was good, it's just going to be, we're going to let the tape roll.
We're going to probably play some of our collaborations with the male units that we are
also fond of.
Creatively active with.
Yes.
Yes. They're also fun. They're a lot of fun.
They're also fun. Yes. So thank you everybody for tuning into Vocal Gumbo Happy Hour 2022. And we'll see you July 19th. And anybody that wants to sign up for our website, email address, you're going to be in the know on what's coming next. And I sign off and say thank you to Janis Siegel, Lori Green. I'm Lauren Kinhan, and we are Vocal Gumbo. Cue jingle.
Calling all around the world. Mumbo jumbo, stir up the gumbo. Calling all around the world. Get it. Start with a roux, that's me and you. Add the Holy Trinity. That's rhythm, chords, and melody. Come on now, add your spice. Tell your story, very nice. Calling all around the world. Stir that vocal gumbo now. Calling all. Stir it up. Get it.